Razor? Are you awake? That abyss mage. He used some kind of sleeping bomb on us.
Smell different. Ito, where?
There, on that strange contraption. Is that it too?
Wake Ito, throw rock.
Wouch! Who dares throw rocks at the great Arataki-do? Wait, where am I? Why can't I move?
Ah, our star subject is awake! Time for your medicine, my beefy friend!
Hey, what's the big idea? I'm not some lab rat for your twisted Av.
Fascinating. The elasticity effect is pronounced, but the sensory deprivation is unexpected. Perhaps a higher concentration of slime condensate next time.
It too. Can you feel your arm? This appears to be some form of alchemical transmutation, but unlike any I've encountered.
Feel it! I can't even tell where it ends! This is messing with my beetle wrestling form!
Now, for our next experiment, how about we test your newfound stretchiness against some electro-stimulation? For science, of course!
Listen here, you overgrown bubble blower. The one and only Arataki-do isn't some stretchy toy for your amusement. When I get out of here, I'll...
We need to find a way out fast. Itu's bravado won't protect him from whatever that mage has planned next.
Smell, strange magic, need help, need pack.
Oh, don't worry, my stretchy friend. We have plenty more tests to run. Who knows? Maybe we'll even make you bouncy next. Wouldn't that be fun?
Guys, a little help here. I don't think my beetles are gonna cut it this time. Guys, a little help here. I don't think my beetles are gonna cut it this time.
Oh, don't worry! You won't need your beetles where you're going. Nighty-night!
Hey, what's the big idea? You sneaky...
Oh, just a little haircut! Or should I say, horn cut! Blah, blah, blah. Science waits for no one. Now, let's see how these horns burn.
We need to create a distraction. Can you howl? Loudly?
Razor make big noise.
Oh ho! Awake so soon. No matter, I have other plans. Let's see how our alchemist friend handles a little alteration! Oh, nothing much. Just ensuring we have a new, obedient helper for our little project. Precisely. Our dear alchemist will soon be a perfect, mindless slave, all the better to help create the ingredients for Dane's contingency plan.
Dane's what now? Listen here, you deranged dandelion, you better fix Albedo or I'll...
Yo what? Flop your noodle arms at me. Face it, you're all helpless. And soon, thanks to Lumine's brilliance, the whole world will be just like you.
Razor, we gotta do something. I'm not letting some magic juice turn our buddy into a zombie.
Albedo friend, no hurt friend.
Oh, this is delightful! Now, my little alchemist puppet, why don't you show your friend how much you care?
Must. Obey. Orders?
Bravo! Oh, the sweet sound of friendship crumbling!
Hey, not cool, you chack face jerk. When I get out of these, I'm gonna introduce you to my friend Mr. Fist.
My. Quite a spectacle you've created here. Tell me, does this delightful mind control of yours have an expiration date?
Expiration. Ha! My genius knows no bounds. This control is permanent, my dear colleague. But let's keep the antidote our little secret, shall we? Can't have these muscle heads getting any ideas about a cure.
Understood. But have you considered? Perhaps our illustrious leader might find this particular concoction useful.
Ooh, now there's a thought. I'll prepare a demonstration, but first... I must finish these infernal ingredients for our leader's grand plan. Duty before pleasure, after all.
Hey, Bubble Brains, don't ignore me. I demand a rematch. Release.
Fascinating. The quantum entanglement properties of this musician are simply extraordinary.
Dr. Herta, have you finished the weapon duplication process?
Almost. Just need to calibrate the final dimensional coordinates. Say, where did our electric deity wander off to?
The Shogun mentioned something about testing combat capabilities with Dan Heng in the training room. Venti and Zhongli tagged along, naturally.
Those Archons can't resist a good sparring session. But you should see how SAM sensors key up when they use their powers.
Oh, and Diluc took Sarah and Kaya to meet with Hamiko. Something about comparing wine business practices across worlds.
Everyone's having fun while I'm stuck here science-ing. Though I suppose someone has to be the genius.
Speaking of mysterious, these energy readings from the duplicate weapon, they're not quite matching the original.
And this is where we monitor quantum anomalies across the multiverse. Quite the view, wouldn't you say?
Almost as impressive as the wine collection you showed us earlier. Though I must say, Diluc's face when you mentioned your stellar aged vintage was priceless.
Speaking of collections, Kaya, that wing glider you mentioned earlier, the one connected to the ancient skeleton?
Ah, curious about my little discovery. Right this way, though try not to get too excited. It's not exactly Dawn Winery vintage.
Sharp eye. Found it during an expedition through a quantum breach. It's infused with pyrotech far beyond current understanding. Well, it's been gathering dust here. And who better to wield a pyrotech blade than Mondstadt's Dark Knight hero?
Before you get too excited, dear brother, might I suggest consulting our resident genius? Herta's probably better equipped than your usual blacksmith.
For once, you might be right. Though I wonder.
The blade's yours, Diluk. Just promise to let me run some tests once it's restored. For science, of course.
Shall we interrupt Herta's latest experiment? I'm sure she'll be thrilled to have another project dropped in her lap.